A very good morning to my dear students. Myself, Hiteshi Mehta, your science educator, and today I am back with the new chapter. Are you all excited? Even I am also excited to teach you. But first, let's see the thought of the day. So, children, our today's positive thought is never give up. Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. So, never lose hope and always try to do your best and best and best. Okay, kids? So, kids, in previous chapter, we have learned about our earth, our planet. So, from that chapter, we know that how our earth is spinning, how our earth is revoluting around the sun. But now the time has come to learn about our earth's neighbors. So, kids, you are aware about what is happening inside our earth. Okay, but it is also important to know about what is outside the earth, what is happening outside the earth, what is in the sky, what we see in the universe, what is there in the universe. Like you are curious, I can smell that. Okay, so to break your curiosity, I am here with the new chapter, that is chapter number 6, Sun, Moon and Stars. So students, let me know at night if you stare at sky, what you can see? I know you can see stars and moon. And you all are aware that stars and moons are in the sky at night. But I am thinking that where are they gone when it is daytime? Why they are not in daytime? So the answer is it is because of the sun. It is because of the sun that in the daytime, during the day, stars and moon cannot be visible. Because of the sun's brightness, they are not visible at all. Now, let's learn what is the sun. So kids, the sun is the nearest neighbor of our earth. So, the sun is the brightest object in the sky. It is a very sparkling, very bright object. We can see in the daytime. With that brightness, we can see and we do not need any light. In daytime, it is due to brightness of the sun. How it is made up of? The sun is made up of very hot gases. Why the sun is so important to us? It is because it gives us heat and light. So we all know that without this heat and light, there is everywhere dark on the earth without sunlight. Also, we are not having that warmth. We will be freeze without sunlight. And also, plant will be dead without sunlight. So, no life without sun. It is the nearest neighbor of the earth. Okay. I have given the sun and the earth. So, here I have prepared one model like this. So, here it is the sun and it is the earth. Earth is rotating around the sun. So kids, sun is one type of a star. It is a big star over the sky and it is our closest neighbor in the sky. See here I have given the sun and the earth. So here I have prepared one model like this. So here it is the sun and it is the earth. Earth is rotating around the sun. So it is the nearest neighbor of the earth. Okay. So kids, as we have seen, earth is rotating, earth is revoluting around the sun in its orbit, in its fixed path like this. In this picture we have seen the earth and sun, they are nearest to each other. So now, as we are aware about everything in the sun, so it is our duty to know about its family background. So who are there in the sun's family? Let us see. See, in the picture we can see all the planets. So what is this planets? Who are they? Let us see now. So a planet is huge object that goes around a star, and our sun is a star, and all that planets, all that huge object that goes around the sun are called the planets. But planets do not have their own light. They use sun's light for lightening them. The sun has 8 planets. These all the planets revolves around the sun, and all the planets have their its fixed orbit. In that they are rotating around the sun. These planets are called Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. They all make one solar system. After knowing solar system, now we are moving forward to our new member, that is the stars. Stars is the also member of galaxy, and if you see on a clear night when no clouds are there, you can see thousands of stars twinkling in the sky. These all stars are made up of hot gases as like the sun. So they are huge ball of hot gases. In the olden days, people used their imagination to connect several stars to form a shape or a pattern in the sky. So it is a completely myth. Okay. So these groups of stars forming an imaginary shape or pattern in the sky are called constellation. Okay. So now you are curious about what is constellation, right? So for to understand this constellation, we are doing one activity. I am seeing you one activity. See here. You can see this is a night full of stars, right? Now you are seeing some shape here. Let me tell you. If I am connecting this all the stars, let us assume these pins are as the stars and this blue background as a sky. Okay. So now I am connecting all of them to form a shape. See here. So here I am connecting all of them to form one pattern. Okay, so you can see some shape. Now I am outlining this shape so you can understand which shape is this. Okay. So here I have given the outline. Now you can clearly see that it is the shape of polar bear. So kids, how we have make this polar bear? See, it is the constellation. It is the group of star which can form some imaginary pattern or some shape. Here they have formed polar bear shape. So it is called the polar bear constellation. Now we are moving forward to another constellation, right? So kids, see here I have made Leo constellation. Leo means lion. So you can clearly see that the stars are forming lion in imaginary shape and they are called the Leo constellation. Okay. So it is about all the constellation. They are coming in very good and very much shaped. You can observe now. Observe at night in the sky and let me know what you have observed, pattern you have observed. Okay? Constellations have been named after animals or people from the ancient myths. So here is the Great Bear constellation, Orion the Hunter constellation, Leo constellation, it looks like a lion, Canis Major constellation, it looks like a dog, and Hercules constellation. Our next topic is the moon. The moon is a ball of rock. So, the moon is made up of rocks. All the hills and mountains are there on the rocks. The surface of the moon is very dusty. Just like a sun was made up of hot gases, as the moon is made up of rocks. It revolves around the earth. That is why it is the natural satellite of the earth. This is how the moon rotates around our earth. So you can see here it is the sun, it is the earth, and it is the moon. The sun is in the middle of the earth rotation. So earth is rotating like this. The red line gives the orbit of the earth. And moon rotates around the earth. So the orbit of the moon is like this. The moon does not have its own light, and it is lightened up by the light from the sun. That is why we can see the moon whichever light is enlightened on it by the sun. So from the earth we can see different shapes of moon on different days. How we can see the different shapes of moon every day? This we can see by this diagram. You can see in the image the sunlight is here and earth is here, and moon is revolving around the earth. So when the part of the moon does not get any sunlight, so we cannot see the moon. So when the moon is in between the earth and the sun, that part of the moon, whole part of the moon does not get the sunlight. That is why on the first day of moon cycle we are getting no moon. No moon is there, only small ring we can see. Okay? But after 1 or 2 days we can see some of the moon, because some part of the sunlight goes onto the moon that are facing us. After 7 days we can see the half moon. So in the half moon we can see half of the moon from the earth, because half of the moon get sunlight. On the 10th day of moon cycle we can see quarter part of the moon, and after 15 days we can see whole moon, because all the moon is in front of the earth is getting the sunlight. After 15 days, on the 17th day we can see 3/4 of the moon, and after 21 days we can see half moon. Likewise it is gradually decreases, and on the 25th day we can see this moon. And on the 28th day again we are coming to the new moon. That means no moon we can see. Nothing we can see on the moon. Okay, so this phase is called the new moon. This phase, or at the 3 to 4 days after new moon, that is called the crescent moon. On the 7th day of the moon cycle we can see half of the moon, that is called the half moon. On the 10th day of the moon cycle we can see 3/4 of the moon, that is called the gibbous moon. On the 15th day of the moon cycle we can see whole moon, entire moon we can see from the earth. This is the full moon. After full moon, after 2 days, we can see 3/4 of the moon. That is called the gibbous moon again. After 21 days, we can see the half moon again. And after 25 days, we can see the crescent moon. And again after 28 days, we come to the new moon. So please remember all the phases of the moon. The different shapes of the moon as seen from the earth are called the phases of the moon. So in picture we clearly see that crescent moon, half moon, gibbous moon, full moon and new moon. It takes the moon nearly 28 days to go around the earth. So the number of days between one new moon and the next new moon is 28 days. So please remember, earth cycle is of 365 days around the sun and moon cycle is about 28 days around the earth. So kids, it is end of the chapter number 6, the sun, the moon and the stars. I hope you find it informative, and if you have any query, please let me know. Till then, bye everyone. Have a nice day.